the channel. So in today's video I'm going to be filming a room tour, and then at the end of the video I'm going to be doing a Q&A. So yeah, so first of all I'd like to say sorry for the lack of content. I've sort of lacked ideas, to be honest, and motivation to sort of film videos. But yeah, I'm at it again with the uploads. Yeah, I will be posting a lot more regularly from now on. I've got a variety of videos lined up, so yeah, that should be quite good. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Without further ado, let's get into the room tour and stick to the end for the Q&A side. So yeah, let's get into it. Right, okay then, so starting off at the main door as you walk in, here we have the Philips Hue Simmer switch. So yeah, this is quite cool, and as you can see there I've used a label printer to print off the various scenes I have programmed. So yeah, that's quite cool, and that is just mounted on a switch mounting plate thing, so that actually sits over the existing switch to turn it into a smart switch. So yeah, that's quite cool. And then moving on, not that interesting really, just a manual call point for the fire alarm I have installed in my room. So yeah, that's just a addressable call point, which is why that's flashing. So yeah, that is that. And then moving on to here, this is the main sort of centerpiece, if you like, of the whole room. This is the Samsung 43-inch 4K UHD HDR TV. I'll put the model number up on screen now if I can remember it. Put it on screen. And yeah, it's a very nice TV. I've had it for a few months now. I believe it was about £320, sort of in that region. So yeah, it's more of the kind of cheaper end of the 4K TVs, but the only real thing about it is it is constructed from plastic. There aren't any metal bits on it, but once it's fixed to the wall it is relatively sturdy, and yeah, it's quite nice. Very good picture quality, and yeah, can't really complain really for the price. And in terms of the connectivity with that, they're all on the side, so they'll shoot through the wall and up into the loft. But we've got two HDMI 2.1 cables, I believe. They're higher speed cables, they are quite expensive, but two of them connected up to it, so I can make use of the HDR availability of the TV. And yep, so one of them goes to the SkyQ mini box, which I'll show you later, and the other one goes to my computer. And in terms of the audio, I'm not using the inbuilt speakers of the TV because quite frankly they're rubbish. So I've actually got a 5.1 home cinema system, so they're the front three channels up there. This is made by Panasonic. I got this for free out of my nan and granddad's house, having a clear out. Yeah, it's a perfectly good system. Not the highest quality in the world, but it's just nice to have a bit of surround sound for Netflix and all that sort of thing. So yep, so that's the kind of main media wall, if you like, of the room. And moving on over to my cupboard. So in here, not much really to show. It's a fairly standard cupboard. I mean, it's used for clothes storage, as you can see, and got some panels up there I need to sell, more storage, cardboard boxes. You get the idea. Not much to show in there. I've got my little low voltage, it's not high voltage, so don't worry, temporary lighting solution in there, which I've yet to sort out. But yeah, so that is the cupboard. Not much to show in there. And then hanging on that, I've got my man bag, which is a Nike. I believe I got this from JD Sports. Yeah, I've had it for quite a while now, but yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, can't really complain about that. I'll take that pretty much everywhere with me. And moving along, we have my shoe rack unit. I believe this is from like the range. It's only a cheap one. I mean, there are bits of it missing, but it has a purpose to hold shoes, and it you know, it does do that purpose well. So yeah, in here I have my trainer collection, which comprises of Air Force Ones because they are one of the most comfortable trainers I've ever tried on. They're very nice and very good value for money as well, for the level of comfort and style that you get. So yeah, so as you can see there, I've got 4 different colour variations of them there. The top pair I've had for the longest, being about 3 years, and you'd never know because I keep them in pretty good condition. Quite OCD with cleaning shoes. And yeah, so that's my shoe rack and shoe collection. Moving up, we have the curtains. So these are from Next. They're just a standard fabric curtain. Yeah, they're quite nice. I've had them for quite a while now. It's nice to get new curtains every so often, or swap them over to kind of change the styling of the room. But yeah, they're quite nice. Can't really complain. And yeah, so moving on again, we have my bed. As you can see, this is the IKEA Flaxa. Most of the furniture in here, aside from that, is IKEA, purely because really good build quality and also really good value as well for what you get. So yep, so that is my bed. It's wintry, so I've got like a top throw thing on it, which is quite nice and warm. It looks quite cool as well. Sits in with the colour scheme of the room. So yep, that is that. Got my laptop there, not much really to show. It's just a standard laptop, charger there obviously. Lens cap for my camera, which I believe is for this one. And that is a screwdriver. Not much to see there. But yeah, so that is my bed and shoe rack and curtains. Obviously window, as you can see. Natural light. Moving on, we have my bedside cabinet. So that and the chest of drawers next to it are of the IKEA Malm range, spelt M-A-L-M. I probably said that wrong, but please forgive me. Yep, so this is quite cool. So I've just got like just random bits in there really, all sorts of random crap that you normally have in your drawers. Not much to show really. That's all just full of clothes. And yeah, so on the top surface of this one, we have the Google Home Hub. This is now called the Nest Hub. It's now rebranded as Nest, but it's fundamentally the same. This is the first generation version. I got it when it first came out, so it didn't really have that many features back then, but they have updated the software since, and you can do some quite cool things from it. So yep, that's that. Obviously it's also got the Google Assistant built in, which is quite cool. And yeah, down there it's just a 4-way surge protector extension lead. That's just primarily used for phone chargers, etc. And then on here as well, we have a IKEA lamp. This is just a bog standard round lamp, and that actually has a Philips Hue lamp in it, which integrates into the touchscreen. So that's quite cool, and that's also linked up to the switch by the door as well. So as you change the scenes, it also changes the colour on here as well, which is quite cool. Yep, and down here just got coaster and earbuds. These are the Anker Soundcore Liberty Neos. Very good for the price really. Yeah, they work absolutely fine. Fairly cheap, but relatively good sound quality for the price range. So yep. Here we've just got some pictures which I've covered for privacy reasons, but yep, we've got a nice variety of pictures there of me and my girlfriend. And moving up, this is just a 2020 wall planner from Edmondson Electrical. Shout out to the Gillingham branch where I got this from. So yeah, that's quite cool. And moving along swiftly, so this is the main kind of drawer unit. So this has got all of my sort of underwear, shorts, jeans, work stuff, like pens and pencils. It's got all sorts in here. But yeah, it's quite nice and stylish.
everything's relatively organised in here, so that's all good. And here we have my printer. So this is the HP Envy 4527. This is supported on their HP Instant Ink service. It works alright. I mean, this particular printer, it's got some faults on it now where it keeps saying alignment recommended, check cartridges, and it's got a variety of different faults on it, but it works fundamentally, and yeah, it's perfectly fine for my use case. Moving along, we have some light reading material, so on-site guide, electrical apprentice, various books on like home design and that, can find that quite interesting. JTL book from my college, and the TLC catalogue, electrical catalogue. It's always nice to have a little flick through there. And yeah, moving along again, we have the TicWatch S. This is quite old now, but this is an Android Wear smartwatch. I've had this for probably 2 years now, and yeah, it works absolutely fine still. The only thing is the strap is starting to come away there, but I've yet to have a look on Amazon or eBay even to get a replacement strap. Hopefully I can find one. But yeah, it's a very good smartwatch, so it's running Android Wear, so it gets all the various updates as well, which is good. And yeah, moving along, this is a subwoofer, as you can see, the home cinema. This is just a Panasonic one. It's not that loud, to be honest. It's not that powerful, which is actually why it's sitting up there, because I find at that level the sound kind of travels more fluently, and it kind of makes a bit more of a punch when it's higher up, which is unusual for a subwoofer, but this particular one works better higher up, in my opinion. So yep, and on top of here, fidget cube, which is actually broken. But yeah, these used to be all the craze years and years ago. It's mainly just there for kind of decoration, I suppose. But yeah, that's quite cool. And then behind that we have a lighthouse ornament, which I got from Norfolk. We went to Norfolk on holiday, so yeah, that's quite cool. And then behind it, as you can see, this is a sketch of a pug, which I'll be honest, I pretty much just traced it off of the computer screen, so it's not actually my own artwork, it is essentially someone else's, but yeah, it's kind of done by hand, if you like, so that looks quite cool. That's been there for ages now, and it's got a little bit of colour in it, so yeah, I thought that looked quite nice to kind of keep on the wall. And then yeah, these are just wires for a light I've got on the wall, which there used to be a switch there, but I took it off for something else. Moving along, we have the controller for the DMX lights, which I'll show you in a bit, one of which is on the shelf above. So yeah, this is a 192 channel DMX controller, and yeah, it works absolutely fine. You can address the fixtures, you can do different colour changing chases and all that with it, and yeah, it's got a lot of features really. This particular one's unbranded, but they all fundamentally do the same thing. So yeah, that is that. And moving up, we have just a bit of it's almost like a flexible conduit, it's almost like a wire tidy kind of thing, you know, bit of that going up just to kind of neaten things up a bit. And then it goes up to my shelf. So up here I've got the 2 rear channels for the home cinema, one on this side, one on that side. A little lamp for night time, just to give a little bit of light in the room. That's about that. A couple of cards and all that. Nice incense thing, lavender and chamomile, that's quite nice. Mini arcade machine, used to be cool, used to use it quite a bit, but kind of got bored of it. So it's mostly just sitting up there for a ornamentative purpose. Ornamentative? I don't even know if that's a word. For display purposes, that's a better word. Moving along, we have a vintage MK switch, which I actually got the other day. yeah, because we're doing an new install, and this is one of the old switches, so I thought I've got to have that. And that's you can see the old mineral insulated copper cable there coming in the top. That's what they used to use. Yeah, really cool. Completely encased in metal with no earth terminal. Don't you love it? But yeah, yeah, that's what the switches used to be like years and years ago. Thought that was quite cool. Just sitting up there for the looks now. Other speaker, not much to see there. This is the first of two DMX lights. So this is to stay power can. It's actually on at the moment. But yeah, that's quite cool. It lights up on the wall there, and it's controlled by that. Next we have a little LED sign on the wall. It's quite cool. So it used to be switched on from down here, but it's no longer connected up. But yeah, that's quite cool. It would normally light up. It's got nice warm white LEDs there. And then yeah, here I've just got a little thing of Canterbury Cathedral and a conker from years and years ago, and a little thing of the Shard, which is quite cool. So yeah, moving along again. So up here, this is the main control panel for the fire alarm I've got in here. It's an addressable system, so yeah, this is just the main panel. I won't go into detail with that though. That's basically just the main control panel. And then yeah, underneath that it's just a notice board. So various bits and pieces. Emergency light test schedule, that sort of thing. Nothing interesting really. Down here you have the amplifiers. And the SkyQ Mini, sorry. Yeah, so here's the SkyQ Mini. That's for TV, and this is just a Brother label printer. But yeah, amplifiers here. We've got the Onkyo CR555 CD receiver, and yeah, it's quite nice. I've had this for quite a few years now. The only thing is I have lost the controller for it, so some of the features are limited on it because I haven't got the controller, but yeah, it works absolutely fine. And yeah, that is set up in 2.1 configuration, so 2 speakers and 1 subwoofer, and I fundamentally use that for music really, because I like listening to music quite loud as well. So yeah, that is that. And either side of that we've just got controllers, not much interest there really. And below that we have the Panasonic receiver. So this is just for the home theatre system. That's a 5.1 channel amp. And then underneath there it's got various extension leads, surge protectors, etc. It's not very neat, but it serves its purpose just fine. And then all the lighting, all of the DMX lighting is on a separate plug, so I can turn all that off when I've done with it. So that's what that's there for. So yeah, that is that. Moving along again, we have my computer. So this is the Acer XC885. I've had this for just over a year now, I believe, and yeah, it's a very good computer. So it's got various bits and pieces on the side there from various different companies. It's quite cool. And YouTube channels as well. Shout out Artisan Electrics, Tom the Spark. And yeah, it's a very good computer. It's got a Core i5 quad-core processor, I believe, 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM, and Intel integrated UHD graphics. So yeah, mainly use it for sort of productivity and kind of programming as well. I also do a bit of programming with microcontrollers. So yeah, it serves its purpose just well, and yeah, it works absolutely fine. Above that, just got a couple of sets of wired earphones. Don't really have much that has a headphone socket anymore, so they're pretty much rendered useless, but they're nice to have nonetheless. And we've just got a Kingston memory drive there, USB 3.0, pretty standard. Yeah, down here we have the JBL T450 BT. These are just a cheap Bluetooth headphone. Very good sound quality and very good battery life as well, which are the two fundamentals for good headphones. So yeah, they're quite good. And down here we have the Logitech Bluetooth adapter. Yeah, so as you can see, it's currently not hooked up, but I've just got it plugged into my computer at the moment, the audio cable. So, but yeah, it would normally be plugged into there, and that just lets me connect my phone up to the receiver, which hasn't got a headphone socket. So yeah, moving along to the main setup. So starting off here, we have the KEF E-Series speakers. These are the home theatre range. They're quite old now. I believe they're about 12, 13 years old, but they're still very good. You know, they're relatively good quality. But as soon as you get kind of in the higher volume ranges, they do get a little bit distorted, but I'll probably upgrade these at some point to some new speakers. So yeah, moving along, again we have, this is just an LG Flatron monitor. It's actually VGA. I got this for free. Somebody just had it outside their house, so I took it. I thought, why not? And yeah, the reason why that's in a vertical position is because I use that for programming, microcontrollers and that. So obviously all the lines of code go down that way, so you need a landscape display to be able to lay out the various aspects of the code. So yeah, that's that, and that's fundamentally just used for coding and programming. Yeah, down here we have a cup of tea, essential of course, and that is the right colour of tea, don't argue, that is proper tea right there. It's a bit cold now, so I won't drink that, but anyway. Mouse mat, just a cheap one from Curry's. HyperX, what is that, Pulsefire Core, RGB mouse, cheap and cheerful, but it works quite nice. A little bit of RGB there as well. Two coasters, Harley Davidson, Pug, you get the idea, pretty standard. And then yeah, moving along again, this is the main primary monitor. So this is a Samsung display. I've had this for quite a while now, but yeah, it's 1920 by 1080, pretty good resolution, and yeah, works just fine. Keyboard, this is the HyperX, I believe it's the Alloy Core RGB. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong right here, but yeah, it's a very good keyboard. It does have various different presets you can set up, and yeah, it's a pretty good keyboard. It is a lower end gaming keyboard, but it works absolutely fine for me. It's quite a cheap one as well, but looks quite stylish and sleek. So yeah, that's that. Moving along again, just got my tablet here. So this is quite an old one now. This is a Samsung Galaxy Tab S2, the second generation. I believe they're now on the 6 or the 6A. So yeah, this is quite an old generation one, but works absolutely fine still. Micro USB, headphone socket. Right, okay, so moving on to the Q&A side of the video. It's only going to be a short one because I haven't really got that many questions, I'll be honest, but yeah, anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So the first question is from, the first question is from Daniel, one of my mates. He says, Benjamin, how have you kept yourself occupied other than work during lockdown? Very good question. To be honest, I've just been sort of mostly chilling out really, but yeah, I do a little bit of programming, like microcontrollers, that sort of thing, and I've also been doing some sort of some private jobs as well, to keep myself occupied where I can. Yeah, seeing my girlfriend, chilling out watching YouTube videos. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. Next question is from Charlie Norris, one of the guys I work with, and it says, how many dwarfs could you take in a fight? That's a very good question actually. I think a solid
4, right? What you could do, yeah, is you could jump up in the air and sort of spin, yeah? So you get a 1 with your left arm, a 1 with your right arm, and then 1 with each leg. Bosh. Sorted. Right, moving on, the next question is from my girlfriend, and she says, how did you get so talented at your profession? Those of you that don't know, I'm an electrical apprentice, but I'm sort of interested in all sorts really, so anything to do with electrical, so electrical technology, you name it. If it's got something in it that's electrical, I'm interested in it basically. So yeah, so she asked, how did you get so talented at your profession? Well, it's just who I am really. I mean, those of you that know me well will know I've always been interested in electrical and kind of computing, technology, that sort of thing, so it's kind of in the blood for me, you know, it's just one of those things. Like, it's my hobby as well, sort of electrical stuff, it's just who I am. And next question is also from my girlfriend. She says, what are your interests? So yeah, kind of ties into the other questions, so my main kind of interests are sort of, so say anything to do with electrical. So I mean, like I've installed a fire alarm system in my room. You've got that panel is up there. I had an intruder alarm in here as well. Yeah, interested in computers. To say anything kind of electronic, you know, it's just or involves technology. I just think, you know, I'd say they're my main interests, sort of electronic stuff, you know, anything electronic. Next question is also from my girlfriend, and she says, when did you meet your girlfriend? So I actually met her on an app, so this app where you can make friends and all that. And I met her on there at the end of December, I believe, and then yeah, I met her in Primark at the beginning of the year, and yeah, it sort of went on from there really, sort of clicked. So yeah, that is it for the Q&A. So as I said, there weren't that many questions, but nonetheless I thought I'd film it anyway to make part of the video. So yeah, and that is about it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. So it's not the most kind of polished up video in the world, but it's a bit of content to get out there for the time being. As I said, there will be lots of videos coming soon. There are a lot of videos in the pipeline to film and release. So yeah, but for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.